Okay, I'm excited about I don't know about you guys, but I am loving these micro trainings. I feel like the topics are nailing them, what we need. I like the fact that they're short and really to the point. And I'm going to encourage us to really get this out to our team because I don't care if you're a brand new partner or you're a seasoned partner. I feel like these these micro trainings nail it. I really do. And so thanks you guys for being on the call today. Before we jump in, today's training is on closing the sale. And I used to always love to hear Carrie Vidiello. She used to always say, did you nail the sale? Did you nail the sale? She's excellent at doing that. So we're going to hear from Lisa Pageant, who has been, as long as I've been in the business, she's been in the business. So 20 some plus years. So she's going to share her just training on closing the sale. And then we're going to take a few minutes later, and I haven't watched Lisa's training yet, so I'm going to watch it for the first time with you guys. But I also just sat down and said, okay, what does that closing the sale look like? And I pointed it for us. So I'm kind of excited to see if they match what Lisa says, or we'll bring them all together. And at the end, we will chat a little bit about this whole topic of closing the sale. But before we dive into the recording, last week after our coaching chat, Jelaine shared with Brenda and I some amazing experience of what she's experienced on Luminate. So we're going to hear from Jelaine, as well as I haven't heard what Karen has to share, but she's going to share Illuminate testimony as well. So Karen, you kick us off, and then Jelaine, if you don't mind following her, we cannot wait to hear. Let's continue as we hear the impact that Illuminate is having on our customers. Let's keep sharing it so that we've got good verbiage to continue to market Illuminate with our customers and our prospect customers. So Karen, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, so I signed up a new partner under my niece. It's actually her mother, and her mother really didn't know what to say, but she knew that her potential customer had a daughter that needed Juice Plus. So she asked if I would talk to her. So of course I did and explained everything. And apparently this girl has some real issues with depression and suicide and anxiety and just some other health issues. So I recommended she take the quad, and then but for the anxiety, I suggested maybe the Luminate. So she ordered all of it when I thought, because I had talked to her, I own her now. I feel obligated to her. So I just wanted to see if her order came in. So I asked her, I said, "Good morning, Deb. Just checking to see if your daughter's Juice Plus has arrived." And she said, "Yes, we got it yesterday!" Exclamation, exclamation point. Thank you. Two more exclamation points. She said when she drinks the Luminate, she feels something, and it makes her want to be happy. Now, this is a suicidal girl and 2 servings of Luminate. That's what she said. I got goosebumps. I immediately called my sister-in-law and said, "You've got to listen to this." So yeah, it was exciting.
Wow,
Yeah,
unbelievable. I
yeah.
that suddenly goes to my mind. My daughter's just now starting her practice in mental health counseling. And wow, I can't wait to really let her hear that story. Awesome story. I have goosebumps as well. Thank you, Karen. So there you go, you guys. There's a story we can share 2 days in. Wow, I love it. Okay, where did Jelaine go? Okay, Jelaine, share your story, please.
Hello, everyone. So last week's meeting, I had just come back from a doctor's appointment, and my doctor's appointment was amazing. I've been on the Luminate since day one, since it first came out, and I went into my yearly physical, and the first thing that happened was, her assistant did my blood pressure, and she said, "What are you doing?" Because my blood pressure was absolute perfect. perfect 100/60. She said, no one has that perfect of a blood pressure. Impossible. She said, so what are you doing? I want to know, and I'm going to get it. So I told her I was doing Luminate. She said, okay, I'm going to go look for it in the store. And I said, no, you don't have to look for it in the store. All you have to do is order it on my website. She said, okay, good. I'm going to go find it. So then my doctor comes in the room and she says to me, what are you doing? And I said, what do you mean? She says, I just got your HDL and LDL back. She said, and you have your SPANS has changed 30 points. She said, your HDL has gotten very high and very good, and your LDL has dropped out. She said, that is impossible to do without medication. She said, and I haven't given you any medication. She said, the numbers show for themselves. What are you doing? And she went ahead and she asked for my card, and she said, I'm going to go find it and order it. She said, because the numbers speak, she said. So my blood pressure was absolute perfect. My HDL and LDL, 30 points difference. And she said, the only way that could have happened was with medication. Well, I'm here to tell you, the only way that can happen for me is I took Luminate. So yeah, I'm doing great and it's really doing good. So, and then also I aced my course. You know, at my age, my brain is less than I thought working, but the Luminate has illuminated my mind and allowed me to ace my course and now made me an absolute certified health and wellness coach.
Yay, congratulations, Jelaine. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps on you guys. What great information to begin just sharing with people and saying, you know what, it'll probably be a year before the research comes out, but listen to what we're starting to hear already. And from our customers and in your own personal experience. I'm excited this Friday, I'm getting my blood work done. So I'm excited to see if there's been any changes based on adding the Luminate to my diet as well. So that is exciting. Thank you, Karen and Jelaine, just for sharing those amazing Luminate testimonies. So let's keep asking people and sharing what we're learning. So, all right, we're going to jump into the micro training for today, and we're going to hear from Lisa Paget. Take notes because we're going to take a few minutes at the end to kind of share and talk about. So let's jump in.
Hey everybody, my name is Lisa Paget, and I am so excited that I'm here to be able to do this awesome little micro training that the Pajama Regional Committee girls and I and other leaders that are out there, we're wanting to kind of give you some tips and share some of our insight as to what it means to do this business. And I'm actually going to be covering how to close the sale. Okay. And I love that. That really is my specialty. So give you a little bit of background of who I am. I am Lisa Paget. Our family has been with the Juice Plus company for 40 years, 4 decades. And I have loved every minute of it. It's been wonderful. Yes, it obviously started with the product that makes all the difference in the world. You know, Juice Plus changed our family's nutritional foundation. But I tell people this business gave us a life. I mean, it literally allowed us to create the life that we've always wanted. You know, I was able to be the mom that I wanted to be for our 3 boys, didn't have to miss anything. I got to homeschool, just do some wonderful things with them. We planned incredible vacations. You know, we were able to say yes to them for so many things in their life as they were growing up. Today, Bobby and I are grandparents. I'm a yaya and he's a papa, and we have 3 beautiful grandchildren. And so our why has shifted a little bit. It was because of our kids, but today it's now because of our grandchildren. We're really wanting to leave an incredible legacy for them. And this business has given us that opportunity to do that. So I'm so thankful if you're watching. Yes, so I want to share with you, you know, we all know for me, and I'm sure for you, if you love Juice Plus as much as I do, it's so easy to share Juice Plus. It really is. It's easy to share your story and let people know the impact that it's had for your family. But I think sometimes it's hard to do the follow-up. Now, there's going to be several micro trainings, you know, some on customer care, some on follow-up, closing the sale, but they all intertwine. But follow-up can be a little hard, because you need to remember that you need to give yourself permission to be in business. And what I mean by that is, we offer, yes, we offer hope and health, but we offer a product that goes along with that. So we need to be able to sell that product to that person, when they're ready. And so, because if you don't, then your store is closed. Okay. If you're not, if you're sharing it all day long and you're not doing the follow-up and you're not asking someone to get started or are they ready, then your store is closed. And I'll give you an example. I love to shop. I love to go try clothes on. And, one thing I like is when there's an assistant at the store and she's taking the clothes to me or putting it in the dressing room. And she's always, after I get done, she'll ask me, well, how did it go? How did it look? Did you like the color? And, she'll be like, are you wanting to keep this? Are you wanting this? And, 95% of the time I say yes, and she'll bring it to the counter and I will purchase it. Okay. So most people buy because you ask them to. And a lot of people will share Juice Plus thinking that they're going to pick up the phone and call you and say, oh, I'm ready. Now, not to say we don't have those, because we do. I have had people who have called and said, yes, I'm ready to get started, sign me up. Okay. But most of the time we're needing to do the follow-up. Okay. And one thing that helped me along the way was I learned that I had to have a belief system. I needed to have a belief in the product, a belief in our business, and a belief in the industry. And I built that confidence and that belief every time I opened my mouth and shared it. Every time I shared my story, every time I introduced someone to the business and what it's done for our family, my confidence built up. And so I became bulletproof when it came to people saying no. Now in the beginning, I was like all upset thinking, oh my gosh, they're rejecting me. I took it personal. And then I realized it wasn't me. It was that they just did not have enough information, to make that commitment. I took some notes, so I'm going to flip my page. So they just did not have enough information. And so I decided to really disassociate myself with the outcome. When they said no, I was like, you know what? No worries. I always circled back and I'm like, listen, thank you for taking the time to take a look at what I have here. And I know that you're interested in your health and maybe the timing isn't right for you. But when you do decide that you want to do something different and something unique, because this is unique, please think of me, circle back, because I would love to help you move forward, with your health journey. And so, when I shared Juice Plus, back in the day, we had cassette tape and then CD and DVD. And today, my phone right here is instantaneously, we can have information in someone's hands. So my follow-up is a lot quicker. Sometimes I'll say, hey, the video is only a few minutes long. You want me to call you back in 10 minutes? Or I'll set another appointment. Okay. And once they watch the video, because, it doesn't take a lot to introduce Juice Plus to someone. It takes a little bit of your story, usually 2 minutes or less, and just really connecting with that person. Another thing too, I think that's so important is, you need to be real and authentic when you're having these conversations. It doesn't have to always be just about Juice Plus. There are times where I don't even mention Juice Plus when I'm talking to someone. I'm just building a relationship with that person. If Juice Plus happens to come up, or nutrition or health, obviously I will intertwine it in that conversation. But if that's not the direction it's going, I don't do that. Okay. I just really want to get to know that person. All right. So, but if I have shared Juice Plus and I am following up, whether I'm meeting the person for coffee or I'm making the phone call, I will ask them. I ask 3 questions. And, one thing I love about this community, we get ideas from other people. And being around for as long as we have, I've seen some incredible things come. And Catherine Lee was the master of asking questions. And I've adopted some of those questions. So this is what she shared years and years ago. And I'm like, that's brilliant. And I'm going to do it. And it works. And so here are the 3 questions I ask whenever someone whenever I'm following up with someone about Juice Plus after they've heard my story and they have watched a video. I will ask, tell me, what did you like best about what you saw or heard? And then I'm quiet because you need to listen. People will tell you what's going on in their life if you listen. Don't interrupt, listen. Let them tell you what they loved best about Juice Plus. Then after they're done, the next question I'll ask is, well, it sounds to me like Juice Plus made sense to you. And then I listen. Okay. And sometimes if I'm on the phone, I'll write down what they tell me. Okay. And I listen. I just let them tell me what they thought about Juice Plus, what they think Juice Plus is. And then when they're done talking, I'll say, it sounds to me that Juice Plus made sense to you because you and your family are not eating enough raw fruits and vegetables. You made a mention that your kids eat no veggies at all. You said that you guys are sick all the time. These are some of the things that I heard you say. Am I correct? And usually they say yes. And then the third question I ask is, well, I would love to help you get started. Would you like to? Okay. So then the next two questions they usually ask, and most people do, is yes or maybe. But then they'll say, well, how much is it? How do I get it? Okay. And I say, that's the best part. How you get it is you're going to get it directly from the company, just like I do. Okay. And the best part of the price is incredible. Let me share with you how Juice Plus is packaged. And then I'll share with them that all of our products are packaged in a 4-month supply, except for the Juice Plus Complete, which they can pay in full, or they can actually pay over 4 months if they want to. And I'll just say, the reason our company packaged the product that way is because in the very beginning, we realized it was just food and we wanted our customers to be on it for 4 months at a time, but for their convenience, we still let them pay for it monthly. Okay. So it's not costing you any more or any less to do it that way. It's just that we want our customers to really get the benefits of eating more plants every day and creating that habit. And, I'm not in the medical field, but I have learned in a whole year, you have a brand new blood supply. Every 4 months, your cells are changing. And so we really want our customers to stick with it. And whenever I get a new customer, I tell them, listen, you didn't get in the shape that you're in overnight. So give it a good year. Okay. You're not locked in for a year, but if you really want to see an impact, what adding more plants can do to your body and you making some other lifestyle changes, because you will, when you do this one simple change, you're going to want to add some others, like add more water and maybe exercise more, whatever that might be. And you might be craving and eating more fruits and veggies too, because you're flooding your body with all these wonderful plant powders. And but I tell them, listen, 4 months is how it's packaged. Every 4 months, you're going to get a new shipment. Okay. And I'm going to help you create that habit of taking it, because my job is good customer care. Okay. So it's packaged in a 4-month supply. The company lets you pay for it monthly for your convenience, depending on which product you get. And I'll just use the trio blend. That's what most people get, the fruit, veggie, and berry capsules. That product breaks down to be $80 a month. That includes your shipping. That's about $2.67 per day. Now, let me share the value of that. You can't buy 2 apples at the grocery store for $2.67. And you're getting over 30 every day for $2.67 per day. You're worth that. I know I was. And so after I share that, I'll say to them, the great part too is that the company offers 2 methods of payment. They do credit card or debit card. Which one would you prefer? And I've just asked for the sale. I have asked them to choose which method of payment they would like to do. And of course, if they have children, I will share the Healthy Starts for Families, where mom or dad or grandparent or an adult gets started and they have a child between the ages of 4 and college age up to 25, and they get started either on the fruit and veggie capsules or the trio or the quad, then they can enroll a child to get the product for free for as long as they're taking it. The paying adult, that child can get the product for free for up to 20 years. And that's exciting to help families get healthy with adding free product for their child, every 4 months. So that is how I close the sale when I'm talking to someone, when I'm sharing how it's shipped, when I'm sharing how it's packaged, when I break down how much it is monthly and daily. And then I will ask them, share the method of payment, and I will ask them which one would they prefer. And usually they'll say credit card or debit card, and they give me their information, and I set them up and they get their product. And of course, that's where good customer care comes in, that you want to call within 10 days of placing that order or less to make sure they got it and they got started. Because I think in the very beginning, because I know for me, I was not a capsule taker, when I had to make myself take it, even though I knew what it was just that psychological swallowing the capsule. And so, but once I created that habit, it's just so easy for me. So that is how Bobby and I have built a business for the last 31 years of taking Juice Plus, sharing Juice Plus, caring for our customers. I mean, we still have customers that have been with us for over, 27 years or more, because they love Juice Plus, they love the community. And so I'm just thankful that you're here, and I wish you great success with your business. And if there's anything that I could do to ever help you, please let me know. Thank you so much. God bless.
All right, I'm gonna pull up, and there were a couple of things that she said that I feel like I want to add to what I was prior to listening to that today. I sat down and I said, okay, what does oh shoot, I hate it when it does this. What does closing the sale actually look like? Let's see if I can do it, folks. Sometimes. All right, let's see. Oh, that didn't do it. Well, shoot, here we go. Let's see. I can't seem to find what I wanted to share with you guys today. No. All right, let's see.
Elaine,
Did I lose y'all?
hi, this is Maura. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Which app was your information in? Do you remember?
Well, I finally found it. Hold on, sorry about this. It is in. Can you guys see anything right now or not?
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Just share the screen with
Right.
us.
Okay, here we go. I hate it when I hate it when I do this. You'd think as many times as I do it, I would okay, so you'd think as many times as I do this that I wouldn't have this problem, but I always seem to. Okay. Going back into closing the sale, and what I wrote some notes down. I hope you guys did too, because I want to hear from you all. When it comes to closing the sale, I thought, what is it that I feel was important? And so I spent some time just kind of thinking about it, researching it to see what Lisa was going to share. And then I bullet pointed, and I'm going to go and add a couple things that Lisa talked about. But first of all, I feel like we need to identify their pain points and communicate empathy. When I think of this process of closing the sale, I think, and I know Allison's on here, Allison always talks about feel, felt, found. And I think that process is really good. So Allison, as I was kind of putting these bullet points in, I thought of you on many occasions, hearing you talk about feeling, how we feel, and what we found. So 3 F's, if that's easier for you to remember. But I think that first thing is identifying their pain points and then communicating empathy and listening to them. And once you kind of listen and hear people out, then they're willing to reciprocate and hear what you have to share. So I think really getting in the mud puddle with them on this process of closing the sale, then begin sharing your story. So they've just shared their pain, share your pain. What was your challenge? What was your pain? And here's the beautiful thing is our stories can really shift depending on who we're talking to. Not that we're not authentic, but when I'm talking to a young mom, I'm going to really hone in on back when I started on Juice Plus. And so whatever their pain points are, which is why it's good to hear from them first, then identify with them and share your story. And in any way, if your story can mirror or come close to what they're experiencing so that they really know you're feeling their pain. And then the third thing is back to just really educating them on then how Juice Plus can simply solve their problems and how it solved yours. So going back between them to you, them to you, them to you, that's a normal flow of communication. And what you're doing is you're really connecting with them. That fourth point, present the cost as a positive and embrace this topic with confidence. Did you notice as Lisa was talking, every time she broached the topic of cost, she did it with very positive adjectives. Did anybody else pick up on that? So yeah. And that's when you're kind of holding back and uncertain, you're going to make them uncertain. You're going to make them hold back. But if you're positive about the cost, you're going to transfer that confidence to them that, talking about the children's health study, shoot, right now with as cheap as what it is to become a partner, I'd throw that out. Here are ways that, if cost is a barrier, here's how we'll break through it. And really focus, lean in. I always say, whenever you feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about this or that, that should be a trigger in our brain. Really lean into that topic. And so then the next thing is address objections in a calm and engaging manner and let them run out of gas. So if you get to the cost or anywhere throughout this process that you're starting to get some objections, again, lean into it and really keep asking questions about whatever that objection is until they fully run out of gas. Have you ever experienced that? Like if someone's upset with you, if we get real defensive, then it kind of halts the process. But if you really lean in and say, oh my gosh, tell me more about how you felt and what did I do? It's almost like you let that person, whatever the objection is, let them just run out of gas to the point they don't have anything else to say and keep pulling those objections out of them. And what you're going to do by doing that is calm them. And also it makes them feel like, okay, even though you're getting them to the point of closing the sale, you're flushing out any objections that they have in conversation with them. And then lastly, which I loved, one of the things I don't have on here that I noticed that Lisa talks about that I want to add another point here. Did you notice she validated their decision? Did anybody notice that? Really talking about, wow, here's what to expect. She went into what's going to happen over a year and the impact it's going to have. And wow, what a difference. Be on it long enough to see what you're going to experience. This is such a great, you're not going to believe the impact. And I can't wait to hear what Juice Plus does to you. So think about, I would say right here, insert that. How can I validate that specifically within the context of our conversation? How can I validate their decision? And then I loved how she really went into a lot of detail about explaining how the process works, what you're going to get, how much is it going to cost. I thought that was good because then again, that may have been some of the objections. And so she really went into detail, and I thought that was great. And then lastly, I thought for her giving them options, would you like to pay with a credit card or debit card? We can take either one. She always turned everything to very much on a positive note. And I thought, ending it by having off the top of her head, here's how much it is a month, here's how much it is a day. Again, you're validating this decision. So just I think if y'all want, I can do a screenshot and post this, and that way we've got it kind of in front of us if until we kind of get that process down. But if we have that process in our brain, it flows much smoothly if we hit all of those points. I'm just going to add a couple things that Lisa threw in there. So I'm going to shut up, and I want to hear from you guys. Hearing from Lisa, what things jumped out to you that you want to implement in your process of closing the sale?
I liked just the first question. What did you like best about, the video that I sent you? I think so often it's easy to send those videos and then I just don't listen, and I just kind of expect them to either say yes or no right then. But I like that they're actually, you're getting out of them what you like, and it sounds like it makes sense to you. Just that whole, I think I've just haven't done that. I think I've sent the video and then just expected them to say yes or no.
I would agree 100% with you on that, Susan, that I think I jump too far and I don't flush that process out with them. So I agree. I think that was a huge point. In my mind, when I heard her talking, was I rushed things too much.
Mm-hmm.
Mara, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I liked how she described how Juice Plus comes in 4 months supply. So she called it packaging. And for me, that sounded so intentional, because Juice Plus, the company, is intentional. So and then she explained, well, this is how the product is packaged. And they package it in a 4 month supply. And then she explained that very briefly. And I really like that, because sometimes people get caught up on 4 months, or even after you've explained it to them, at the end of the 4 months, when they get that next hit on their credit card, they say, oh, Juice Plus charged me again. And I think that's still a nice way to explain it. Well, that's how the product is packaged. Now, let me just re-explain why they package it that way. And it's very gentle. It's a very nice way of being able to describe the fact that it's a 4 month supply, and then the fact that she said you need to be on it at least a year to see the real impact. You might see a little bit after 4 months, but I love when she said to see the real impact. So I appreciated that.
Good points, Mara. And the very point you're making, Susan had an event this past Saturday night that she and I did together. And it was a challenge because it was to a Spanish speaking group of people. So it threw a whole nother layer of challenge for both Susan and I and her new partner, Melissa. But back to your point, Mara, I was having a conversation with someone trying to help her understand with the payments, $80 a month. And I wish I did have that and would have thought to use the word packaging, because I do think that would have helped her. We went back and forth for a while. She finally understood it. And she was like, aha. So I think maybe using that packaging terminology would have been helpful. So good point. Anybody else? Karen.
Yeah, along that line
Well,
of,
I was going to say,
go ahead, Allison.
go ahead. You know what? I'm driving, and so I can't see anybody else. So I'm sorry to have butt in. You go ahead, Karen.
Well, I was just gonna tag team onto that 4 month shipment because when people say to me, "Oh, can I just get 1 month?" and I say, "Well, no, they're packaged in 4 month shipments, and there's a reason for that because the red blood cells turn over every 4 months, and that's when you're going to get a better indication of how it's going to help you." So I just add that little layer.
Oh, cool.
So it gives us an opportunity when we take the opportunity to educate people. You know, and you never know what little nuggets they're going to hang on to that really change the course of their experience. Allison.
I was gonna just pick up on what Susan said, how she worded it. What did you like best about the video? I remember years ago in a training hearing that if you use that terminology, then it's, you know, they're going to have to say something positive. But if you just say, well, what did you think? They could potentially find something negative. And so I've always used that, like, for instance, with the Juice Plus Luminate, I offered to drop some by or mail some to all of my current customers. So one of my customers, I reached out and said, have you enjoyed the Luminate cold or hot? Instead of just saying, what do you think about Luminate? It could have potentially gotten her, I can't imagine because I love it, but what if she had said, oh, I don't like the taste? So instead of asking what she thought, I just said, have you been drinking cold or hot? And she came back and said, I love it hot. She said, I actually like the taste better hot. She said, it's great. I'm gonna order more. And so, I don't know, I just think pointing your question, which
All right, Allison, we're
would
kind of
make them
having,
come back with a positive. Did I freeze? Did y'all hear that?
you did, but
Okay, sorry.
thank you though. Thank you for that point because I think that's an excellent point, Allison. And I
I was
personally,
just saying if
I personally have it.
question,
Allison,
what do you like best?
We're having a hard time hearing you. You're breaking up. But I love the comment that Allison's making here. And I personally have experienced that where I love the taste of Illuminate. And I've had people be like, when I've asked, what did you think? Did you like the taste? I've gotten back occasionally, I'm not sure. Whereas I like how she put it, did you like it hot or cold? You know, I love that. It's putting a different twist on it. So that if someone had it cold and they would be like, oh, I could try it hot or vice versa. So good point, Allison. I love that. Okay, any other thoughts when it comes to this closing the sale? Does anyone want to share? Does anyone have, here's kind of where I get hung up. Do we have any challenges in this process that didn't get answered by Lisa today? All
Well,
right.
I've got a question, Elaine. I told you last week on our call that I was talking to a young mom in our church who has kids 13 months apart, and the youngest one, who is like 20 months, started bruising and had very low platelet count, like 10,000, and you're supposed to have 500,000. And they freaked out and at first thought that it was leukemia, and they ran all these tests and it's not leukemia. But when I texted Shannon to ask about John Shepherd's Health, and she told me all that, I kind of mentioned about whole food nutrition. And of course she said, oh, we eat healthy. I 100% believe you should eat healthy. Then I said, well, can I just send you a quick video? And I did. And then afterwards she said, talk to me about cost. And I said, well, can we talk on the telephone? And she had her kids running around and she has to watch this 20-month-old because if he hits his head or anything, it could be bad with the clotting. And he's slowly coming up like he's at 20,000 now with platelets. But anyways, I thought, oh my gosh, she's going to surely want to put him on the Juice Plus. And then I followed up a week later yesterday and she said, oh my gosh, She said, our house is under contract. We are so crazy, like, right now. I do want to talk to you about it, but we can't do it right now. And I wanted to go, oh my gosh, your son is so sick. But what do? Do you just go, I just gave her a thumbs up on the text. And I thought, I don't want to be pushy and insensitive. She already has 2 kids 13 months apart. One is really got this platelet problem. She's trying to sell their house. And it would just be insensitive if I pushed it more right now. So things like that, do you just follow up a few months from now? I mean,
I think that's where, and probably next week will be the follow-up micro training would be my guess. I think that's where we as partners have to have a bulletproof follow-up plan, because I know personally, I can easily forget to really follow up on some good potentials and we let it go by. So I think giving it a little bit of time, but not too much time would be my suggestion, but making sure there, and maybe too, really looking for something very specific related to the little boy. It sounds like it's pretty unique, but is there anything similar that, hey, I know we want, you want to wait for a little while, but I thought in the meantime, if you have a little windshield time, here's a great video, just to educate you until the time is right for you.
well, actually, I'm going to see her June 2nd because she's one of my daughter's good friends and she's given this little sprinkle baby shower for Caitlin's 4th baby. So I know I'm going to see Shannon, but I don't want to, you just want to be sensitive. You don't want to be a pushy salesperson. You know what I
Right.
mean? But that's my
I say
problem.
something.
Dude, yeah.
Because what I was thinking, because I've had people like this too, and when you approach it from a caring standpoint rather than this is a sale, you just say, "Gosh, I know you're so busy, and I feel for you. I completely get it. I just thought maybe you'd want to get it in that little guy's body as quick as possible, something like that, so that it's not being pushy, but you're showing your concern because you say, I'll just know that it would help him."
Good thoughts, Karen.
Yeah. Sandy.
And along the same line with you, Elaine, I think we've all had instances like this, Susan. And my immediate thought was, every time I find something on blood or the platelets or anything like that, I would remember my friend Shannon, and I would pull that up, send the link, whatever it is, and say, I know, Shannon, we talked about this. This is not the time for you, but I saw this and I thought of you and the situation that you're in with your child. And just, throw it out there and say, here it is. I thought of you and I know you have all these issues, but I care. The same thing with Karen,
Okay. Thanks.
Good point there, Sandy. All right, guys. Well, we will wrap it up. For those of you who came on a little bit later, go back and listen to the first part. Karen and Jelaine shared some Luminate testimonies already. Amazing stuff. So if you missed that, go at least listen to that. And we'll be here. Well, next week is Memorial Day, isn't it? Okay, so we will skip next week. We're missing our Brenda Proctor. She is on vacation in Utah, having fun out there. So, and then I had several other people who sent me a text and some things had come up for them. So we missed our usuals who are on here. But June, what is that? June 2nd, is that the next Monday we'll get together? Got some major things. June 3rd. Okay. Make sure you're on that call on June 3rd. We've got some new stuff rolling out that you do not want to miss this call, because it's information every single one of us needs to hear. So get your team on that call, and hopefully we'll have a lot on here because it's pretty important information that we all need to hear about. So June 3rd will be our next coaching chat Zoom. Thanks, you guys. And we will, next week, we're gonna, have a team powwow. And then we'll get right back into these micro trainings after that and probably do the whole summer of these micro trainings because we have a ton and I think they are fabulous. So anyway, we won't see you next week, but we'll see you the following week, June 3rd. Thanks, you guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.